it wouldn't give me the start stream button on YouTube. So I had to restart the browser and re-go into it and everything like that. So yeah, I've just been informed that it's started, so that's a good thing. So that's good. Okay, so it's an absolutely glorious day outside, but it's turning very cold. It was 0 this morning, supposedly, although my thermometers said about 5 to 6. Okay, so I've got it up on the phone, so we know that's running. Now, all the woes that I've been having this week or since the last time I spoke to you, this turntable is... Shut up, Andrew. So we'll turn him down. So he's on about a 30-second delay. Now, this has all been re-greased and cleaned and everything like that. I put a new capacitor in there, but this screw won't screw down. It's not quite long enough. If I take this piece off, which is holding... Oops, sorry, bumped the camera. And this is, of course, moved. Yeah, so there's a screw down here which holds all these gubbins and the two levers. And this screw is not quite long enough to grip. Don't know how they did it in the factory, but if you take this little brass thing off, which is sort of like an earth lead or something like that, but this actually holds a spring here, and if you take that off, the screw goes in, but if you put it back how it was, it doesn't go in. So I really don't know about that, so I'll just move this out the way. Oops, the platter's still on it. Oops, but ow, ow, ow. Just whack myself on the wood. So I'll move this out the way. That is quite a heavy unit actually. So there's the spindle for it, and we've got the instruction manual and a sheet of dimensions for installing the turntable into a plinth. So I'll move these blocks of wood. Now, the second thing is we've spent all week trying to get the car to turn out. I booked it in for the roadworthy and it's due tomorrow. I'm supposed to take the car up tomorrow, but I can't because we've spent all week trying to get the traction control and ABS lights out, and occasionally the airbag light out. So we've cleaned all the sensors in the wheels, we've blown them out, we put a brush down them and turned the wheels around and got all the muck out of them. We have taken the dashboard apart to get to the computer and pulled all the plugs out and put them back in, cleaned them all, etc. And this seemed to be working because there's a butterfly in the inlet manifold. Well, there's two actually. There's one for the actual throttle, and there's one for this. And this one, it only operates when the wheels are slipping. So the butterfly closes, and it obviously shuts the throttle off and you slow down. And then you can regain grip and control it, etc. Now this operates quite simply. It's a motor in here, and yeah, it's just a 2-pin motor and a big cable, and this goes to the butterfly this end. Get it to focus, yeah. So that end goes into the butterfly, and on the other end of the butterfly there is a potentiometer which, depending on the resistance, gives feedback to the computer, and so it goes around in that cycle. Now these are out of, I've got a Rover 75, and these are out of a BMW. They're a cruise control motor, and BMW in their wisdom decided to put a different cable on it and do the ABS traction control with it. Now that's all very well, but I might use that one that's got grease all over it. This one will do. And in here there are plastic gears. The outer one is perfectly alright, and there's another one down here somewhere, and so the motor turns, it drives a gear in here, which in turn drives a gear out here, the big one, and pulls the cable, which closes the butterfly. And these are notorious for stripping the gear in the back of them, although this sort of spins and it does its test when you turn the ignition on. It's obviously not doing something quite correctly, because the butterfly doesn't open fully after the test cycle, so it does it twice, and then you start the car and you drive off. So we spent about an hour and a half this morning. Yeah, there's oil everywhere. Actually, it's leaking out of there. Trying to get this cover off, or the motor apart, and it is really sealed, and we managed to do about this much. So yeah, that was super frustrating, so we can't do that today. Yeah, so I'll put that down there to leak everywhere. Clean my fingers off. The third thing is, here in Australia we got these little Honeywell and different brands of thermostat, and you can put various times through the week into it. I think it does 4 programs times 7, so you can have it turn on and off at various times during the day, up to 4 times. Now the battery on it has died, or the batteries in it have died, and so I replaced the battery. You'd think, yeah, that's all fine. No. Let's bring this up. And oops. Um, yeah, so the once that had, I put the new batteries in it, it decided that it was either going to automatically turn on, I can't override it. At the moment, I've read the instructions, I've looked on the internet, so it's overridden the temperature control on it, and it either starts at 4 degrees or it starts at 25 in the middle of the night, which is when I'm asleep, and yeah, so you wake up in an absolute sweat because it's reasonably cold up here at night, and the so you have all these thick doona on, or a thick continental quilt, or whatever you like to call it in your country, and yeah. So what I did last night was I took the batteries out of it and sort of just disconnected it by moving the batteries up, and of course at 2 o'clock in the morning the batteries fall down, connected up, and it starts pumping out hot air at 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. So on to different things. Okay, so last week we had a meeting and I went to Melbourne, and as promised the guy brought in some spare parts for me for this radio. Yeah, so what have we got in here? We have got a new dial mechanism. By the looks of it, yep. Now this has got good good controls on it. These don't seem to have been stripped. Yeah, that one's fine anyway. This dial, despite it having a big spider's nest in there, I didn't see that on last Saturday, and otherwise I wouldn't have brought it in the house. Yeah, this plastic looks much better than the one I've got on mine, so I won't do that on this live stream because it involves drilling out these rivets. That's what I'm looking for. So I don't know whether the whole assembly is better than mine, or doesn't look like it actually. So that's, the plastic's fallen off of there. Yeah. Okay, so I'll put that aside. And here's the speaker, which apparently works. It's not quite as good as the one in mine, or this one down here, but yeah, actually it'll clean up alright, and it does seem to be connected. So thanks very much, Rob. That should come in very, very handy in a minute. So, yeah, okay. Right. Okay, let's do this. First thing, I think we took the whole chassis out, didn't we? That's of course jammed in there. I get this in here. And what's the point? How did I get it out? How do I get it out? Okay. There we go. No. There we go. That's better. Let's put this aside. Okay. And this is that dodgy switch. Well, it's not so much dodgy anymore. Okay. Right. Now I need a couple of clip leads and my power lead. Just 2, not 15. Yeah, this one will do. What's the one up here? I did have a 2-pin test lead, and where did I put that? No. No. That's the problem with cleaning up and starting something different. Yeah, okay. So I'll just use this one. This has got, in fact, where did I do? What did that there? That's a really good question. Yeah. Ken Bruce is gone mad. Ken Bruce has gone mad. Ken Bruce has gone mad. Okay. It's on the turntable, isn't it? The other one. I have no idea where the other one went. It'll turn up when I'm not looking for it. Okay. So. There. Untangle all this. Slightly safe. Now, of course, you don't muck around with these unless you know what you're doing. If the other pins on this. Oh, there we go. Right in front of me. Now, of course, I'm using a isolation transformer and a Variac. Not that the Variac would save you, but the isolation transformer will. Okay. Right. So here's our old one. The same, and this one is 1 to 12 slash something or other, 4 or something, and this one is 10.5, and this one ends in 133 and this one ends in 124.7. I don't know whether that's a serial number or the part. I think it might be the part number. Yeah, they shouldn't be that different. Interesting green on this one. Broken one. Okay. I'll do something with that one day. Let's clean this up a little bit. Shaving brush, I guess will do. So thanks again, Rob. Much appreciated. Okay, these are really good, these shaving brushes, and I've also got a very soft, large makeup brush from when I used to be a photographer, and I pinched it from a makeup artist. Okay. Now, actually, the next thing we'll do is, let's stand this up. This hasn't got any valves in it, huh? I'm sure we left valves in it. Where's the speaker? Okay. And there's the speaker wires. Turntable. So I'm just waiting for the soldering iron to warm up, and I'll have a look at any comments or anything like that. Okay. And I'll also have a sip of tea. Okay, now that's warmed up. Don't need the breaking parts cleaner anymore. Put that away. Okay. Right. If I remember correctly, these don't have holes in them. No. Okay. Right. So, don't go there, or does it go that way? Let's go up that way. Right. Try and tack this on. Enough solder on there. Okay. Okay. So the solder's at the garage. Right. Okay, so I'll have to use the thin solder. That are we? That's on, but I think it's going to stay there for very long. Of course, these terminals are aluminium too, which doesn't help. want to get this too hot, otherwise it's going to burn the wires off, and exactly the same thing will happen to this as the other one. Okay, so that is tacked in there. It's not a permanent connection and it's come off again. Right, so we'll have to do something a bit more permanent. Look at those other, there they are. Okay. I've got a great big blob underneath here. I'm going to have to add more. So that doesn't come off. Where's the salt? Yeah, the salt is just flowing straight underneath it. It's not sitting on the top where it should be. We'll solder it underneath then. Still not sticking. Okay, that's it. Now, okay, okay. Get the schematic and see which valves go where. Right. So we've got a 1, 2, 4 at this end. Yep. 1, 2, 4. Then a 1 IR5. That's a 1 S5. 3 V4. 6 X4. This is anonymous. S4. And T4. Yeah. And 6 and 5, no, that's right. And 6A and 7. Yeah. I thought the valves, I've left the valves in this one, but I've obviously taken them out to use in a different radio. So 3V4. I also threw quite a few that were very, very marginal. It's a T4, S5. So we need a T4 for the third. One T4. Go back to sneeze again. Must be spring. I'm sneezing a lot this week. Yeah. More wide brush go. That just one T4. In. One S5. S5 and 3V4. This is the awkward one. Getting some of these valves in and out. There we go. And one S5. So we're missing the 1R5. So I don't actually. We got it in here. No, I don't think I've got the maybe. Yes, we have 1R5. Good. Now, is this all safe-ish? Again, just to insulate it a bit. That's going to be fixed to that Rotel remote. That's in alright. The wires are nowhere near each other down there. Okay. Turn on the isolation transformer. And bring it up to power. very, very careful here. Turn on 20 volts. And no fire yet. Up to 120. Looking at the 6V4. Juno works. And as long as the valves are okay, we're getting a bit of glow in the 634, and we're at 200 volts. These don't work through a dim bulb, unfortunately. 220. So we should start to get something. 6V4 is on. Zilch. Okay, 240 volts. And nothing. Now it was working through the test speaker. Hoping that all that soldering looks intact. They're both connected. Okay. And why has the laptop turned itself off? Cameras. Okay, and we've got our stream deck back too after a lot of work, although the colours, the buttons aren't quite as expected. And yeah, I can't see that. Camera's not picking that up. But the top row, camera 1, 2, 3 and 4 should be red, not yellow. So I don't know what's going on there. And Photoshop decided to go kaput on me when I was doing a thumbnail, so just before this. Yeah. Alright. So what I'm going to do is just start swapping the valves around. So I don't know if they are duds or what. Ooh, it's got a shocker for that. It's not plugged in or anything. Have to be careful there. So I'm going to actually put the speaker back in properly. interesting. Yeah, the Stream Deck is just not behaving itself. And as I said, the Photoshop wouldn't start this afternoon. And that was because it's not compatible with something called Firefly, and so I went into my account with Adobe and it very proudly said you've been upgraded to professional. I'm currently on the student one, so I've got to have a look at that. See if they start to charge the earth for it. I just don't use it all that often anymore. So it'll be goodbye Adobe. Anyway, it said that you've been upgraded to Firefly. Is that actually Firefly or is that? I'll go the other way around actually. There's a little insulating washer between. Yeah, that's it. I have no idea what Firefly is. I don't like it because it had AI written all over it, literally. Lay this down on its back. Fortunately. There's one down here as well. Oh, finally. There's nothing worse, as far as I'm concerned, than been forced to upgrade, as in Windows 11, and yeah, then it breaks everything else, which you've spent months getting just right. Yeah. Okay, that looks okay. Now, one of these valves has a crook heater in it by the looks of it. I'll prop this up with right. Okay. Let's try this again. Move everything away from there. Now this was working, this radio. I don't know why I took the valves out. Wonder if it is working, but it needs the aerial. So aerial on it. Or if I've knocked that switch. Can't actually hear anything. Yeah, okay. Now, are still the valves out of this one? Probably, yes. Okay. Now, has this got any valves in it? Yes. Okay, so we've got our other AWA version. And okay, looking for 1T4. One out of 5, which is right down the back there, absolutely behind the first high F. Stupid place to put a valve. Jammed between the speaker and the IF transformer right at the very back, right down in there, behind there. is very thin, isn't it? Hadn't noticed that before. Okay, finally got it out. Yep. Yeah, I think the speaker needs replacing. Home at least. Okay, we have good 1R5. I think it's good. Been swapping around so many valves lately. Audiotron from Australia. Oh, Radiotron, yeah. Okay. So that's the 1R5. I thought that one was working, but okay, we'll turn it on again and try it again. A slight noise from it. Yeah, that's given up again. Bugger. Okay. I'll try with this. Might have gone there, but here we go. Yeah, it doesn't like that aerial. Okay. So, looks like we have a working radio. I'll just shorten this quickly to 1. So it's not connected to any outdoor aerial. Okay.
As they start to jam up now, and they're getting back towards the tail of the field, was Kazani. And the track 500 left
Right,
to go.
that's the lights
and
off.
the 74s has gone as quick as she came. Little Vista in front now. Arametta is off and running. Got through the centre of the pack and now joins Little Vista on the point of the turn. And they're clear of Constant Cafe and stop the tape. Wants to roll in a bit, Arametta. Gets the upper hand over Little Vista, who's rallying strongly. Arametta, Little Vista, Arametta does just enough to beat Little Vista. Third might be Kazani rushing home from the back. In a photo there with Constant Cafe and stop the tape. Followed by your 74s, and then came Cash Landing and Foo Fighter is the last one to clock in. Well, that in Araminta, Charlie Fenton, 180 and $1.10, beat 6 Little Vista, 150 for a third. On a short price favourite, Castiglione getting home.
Right.
And
So, yeah, we'll turn it off. I can't stand that guy talking like that. Yeah. I won't do a diatribe on what I feel about racing and betting and gambling and all that sort of thing. Okay, so it's unplugged. Now, oh, that's the other thing that stopped working yet again. That's the the 3D printer. This time it's blocked the feed tube up. Bowden tube or whatever it's called. Yeah. So I've ordered 5 meters of Bowden tube. Yeah, it just broke off in the middle of the tube. Left a big lump about that long through it, and yeah, and then it jammed up and there's a big bulge in the tube, and yeah. And then there was a gap about that, and then there was another piece. Oh, just hopeless. Okay, so I'll put this aside. So I've still got to definitely play in the tuning game. So that is absolutely filthy in there. So I'll move this around and show you. Right. Don't know whether you'll be able to see this or not. See that? Light on it. Don't have my torch or little rechargeable lights around with the car. That is, yeah. I don't know whether you can see that or not. Light on there. camera a bit closer for you. Oh yeah, you can see that now. You can see all that rubbish in there. So that'll need to be blown out with the compressor. Yeah, that is really filthy, isn't it? And the chassis is really dusty as well. Okay, so again, thanks to Ron. Yeah, we've got it working, and let's try and turn this around. That. Yep. So as you can see, you can't see. This is yellowed greatly, and underneath it, yeah, it's really nice under there. Really nice. So I might actually, no, I won't do it here. I do a drill here for such purposes. In fact, I might even drill it out. Just my $30 cheapy Ryobi drill with the charger and everything. They were just throwing them out. Maybe this one. Yeah. Okay. It's definitely not as good as my Makita ones, brushless and everything. I don't think this is brushless. No, it doesn't have brushless written on it anywhere, so it can't be. It does have a good torque setting on it, and it is well built. It's better than a oldie special or whatever it is. Yeah, and then you just do that for all four of them, and probably have to replace this with screws, I think. I don't have any rivets that small. Okay. Right. Okay, so I'm going for a quick toilet break. I'll put this where I won't trip over it and die. Yeah, problem with doing it in here, you get all the metal filings everywhere, which isn't good with electronics. high. So I'm hoping it's not doing that horrible noise again. I'll have to check. Actually, I know what it might be. It might be the batteries in the microphones. They haven't been changed for ages. So, this is the Bowden tube. Let's bring use the other camera. I don't think you'll be able to pick up on. Actually, you can. Yeah. So you can see there's that big lump there, and it goes this direction. This is the print head, and yeah, so it's okay up to there, and then there's a gap here, and then it's clear here. So it obviously snapped, and then there's something. So that's quite a big lump there, and it's actually pressed the. Yeah, it's a big lump in the tube. So obviously something was forcing it down there, and I don't know how it got hot enough to melt, and then yeah, it just snapped, and that jammed, that snapped, kept going, and then it snapped again, and then the rest of it came out. Yeah, very annoying. Yeah, this is the original model of Philips. I think it's the 111, and yeah, it's got the tuning on the side here, or the volume, I can't remember which is which, and this is the tuning, or the, oh, this feels, that there, that's the volume on this side, and this is the tuning. This is the back braking, and it's just not screwed up. So it's got a little bit of wear here. The dial is absolutely beautiful, and yeah, it's slightly smoky colour. Got a dent down there and there, but other than that, it's in really nice condition. So that's the switch for it. Switch sounds good, and yeah, I'm not going to restring it on a live stream. It's going to be quite frustrating, no doubt. Ooh, I hadn't really looked in here. Ah, it's got a really nice big roller 6-inch speaker in it. Yeah, it's a 111A. It's got this. Yeah, it's got what's this one? 5, maybe 665 maybe. This one doesn't have a transformer in it. Oh, 1Q5. Okay. And it's got a 1T4 down there. The big cap down there, original one. And oh, there's a valve right down the very back inside there, and another one right down there. So you must have to take this out of the chassis to change the valves. So it's a 1, 2, yeah, 5 valve set. 2, 4, yeah, 5. So let me get that back in there, like that. Yeah, and it's got January 18th, 1951. So this is quite an early one, but it's the second revision on it, so yeah. So, oh, I see the string, yeah. So, no, I'm not going to take this apart, because the power cord and everything like that will need replacing, unfortunately. That is not good. Yeah. Yes. And my battery eliminator thing is not working yet again. Yeah. It did have screws in it. It's got brass inserts and everything in the screws and the threads. Just want to put this screw in enough to hold the back on. That'll do. Not important, but yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is work on something else, and I'll just explore it. Yeah, I'm just looking at those VU meters on the mixer, and yeah, it's not good. So I'm going to explore this. So it's the GX300. I'm going to take the back off it and see what it needs. Oh, that's sort of rusty, but it's maybe that's metal in the centre. Must be. Yeah. Okay. Now I think this worked from memory. It's got a bit of a burn mark there. It's pretty worn down there. But as I've said before, these go, especially the red ones, they're over $300 in good condition. And yeah, it's working. Quite highly geared actually.
not come back from there. Let's call this an elimination final. The Fremantle Dockers will do everything they possibly can to close this game down.
Yeah, so that's it working. It does work on AM, but it's just the interference in here is upsetting it. So let's have a look inside and we'll see what we're up against. It does have an IC and a FET. So it's got FM, AM, FET, RF amplifier. So it's a FET amplifier. Okay. So we've got 4 screws there. This one doesn't have the little arrows to tell you which ones to take out. So we've got the battery there. Cover. We've got. So we don't have very much damage in there. Looks pretty good. Look at our nice orange red ribbon. Common to all Panasonics, Matsushita, national things, whatever they like to call themselves. Nice long screws. This feels like it's been taken apart before because these screws are loose. Yeah, that's easy. Nothing down there. Sounds like my next door neighbour is home from his motorcycle trip. Ah. Just it's just a touch connection to the aerial, I think. Actually, it's pretty simple and straightforward to do. We've got nothing here, so it just touches this down here. And it's got a screw through it, so yeah. That's quite heavy, quite thick plastic back. So we've got, let me see everything. Bring you down a little bit closer. Yeah, that's as close as it gets, unfortunately. Yeah, we've got our power here, just a reed switch. It's open, not like the later ones which are all sealed up and the plastic cracks on them. I've had to replace a few of these in later ones for people. Now, how does the battery thing come out? So we've got capacitors down in here. Yeah, 2 down there. Got another one here. That's probably the power supply. 1. 3 along there, 1 there, two there, a big one here. So maybe that's the power supply thing there. And that's been well and truly worn. This looks like a new piece of foam. It looks like it's actually solid, put in there permanently. So maybe the front comes off as well. Don't know how. Yeah, maybe it does. Take this off. Yeah, the front panel comes off. So there'll be screws down here somewhere. That looks like maybe those two. One down in there. Take this out anyway. No, that's not long enough. I'll try this one. Excuse my head if it's in shot. That just, oh no. Is that just for the transformer? Yeah. I'm going to have to download an instruction manual for this, I think. I've done a couple of other GX ones. The 600 and I can't remember what the other one is. Yeah. So I've got to be very careful that I don't ruin anything. And this has got permeability tuning in it. So you can see the permeability. There we go. You can see the permeability things there and there. It's also got that. Oh, actually, no, sorry. That's the scroll things for the dial. Yeah, and they turn around. I remember it was completely out of alignment. Okay. Yeah, I can't see how the front panel comes off. There's no obvious screws. Unless those screws go right through. Yeah, maybe they do. Maybe the front panel just pulls off or something. So if I can find my plastic thing. Yeah, here's the other brush. Nina Veresi or whatever it is branded. Yeah. Not sure what happened to that. Sure it was in this drawer. Right. I know you shouldn't do this, but I'm just going to. There's quite a gap there. Yes. Yeah, it just pulls off. Going to have to turn the heater on in a minute. It's getting quite cold. Aha. Okay. Wow, what a speaker. It's quite different. I haven't seen a speaker that flat with such a big magnet on the back of it. And such a large diameter. Right. Oh, it's got pretty nifty output transistors in it. It's got these two big 2SB473s. Yeah. So it looks like you have to pull the board out to get to the things underneath here. So that's an 8 ohm speaker. So I'll be able to undo these 4 screws and take it out and then paint this part here. At least there's no holes or anything like that in it. It does have a bit of a grill. Yeah. Okay, so there's coils there which I've got to be careful of. And I always lose my pointers. There's one. The chopsticks. I've got another one which I was using the other day with a white tip on it. Anyway, so there's a capacitor there. So that's 1,000 at 6.3 volts, 1,000 microfarad. And it's just sort of hanging in the breeze. So there's these two coils here, and they look very easy to damage. That one in particular is standing up and there's a wire going underneath it. So I don't know what that's about. Yeah, I don't know whether you can see that. Yeah, you can't really see that. Just it's the one at the top right hand corner, or the top right. Yeah, there's that wire that goes underneath it. This looks pretty. Oh, excuse me. Must be getting dehydrated. Looks a little bit complicated to restring. There's quite a bit of tension on that. Probably has to be to do these scroll wheels. That one there. And it's wound round here, how many times? 5 or 6 or something. Got our timer here, so we can, and yeah, it's definitely a clock mechanism. I can see the springs and all that sort of thing moving. That's quite interesting, that. Bit filthy down there, but looks all right. Goes up to 120. It's got a good switch on it. Got our on-off switch there. We've got our loudness and switchable VU meter switch there, so it's a twin one. Yeah, we've got our inputs and outputs here, and as I said, we've got push-pull output transformers, transistors here. Yeah, so it looks like you have to undo everything here. So there's a screw there, screw there, a screw there, screw there, there and there, and yeah, the whole board, that whole board comes out. And then you've got access to the components underneath that section there. But then we've got our pots here. So this is a triple indicator. So battery, VU and tuning. That'll need a good clean up. That piece, the dial scroll there. The volume control, we've got the dial light there. Yeah. Huh. That's just on foam. Yeah. So this is all one piece molded. got a piece up here. I don't know with no, that doesn't go down. That's another piece. So that must be, yeah, it's just that. Got a little couple of rust marks in here, so we'll have to clean those up. Yeah, a couple of rust marks. But yeah, this is sort of pretty straightforward to fix. Oh, there's our little globe right down in there. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, can't really see. There doesn't seem to be any components under there. There's wiring, but I can see a few more capacitors up under here. Got this loose one here, and we've got the other loose one down here. So probably got 5 in there. Yeah, there's 5 electrolytics in there. 6, 7 underneath. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we've got 16, 17 electrolytics to change on this. And it should be as good as new once it's cleaned up. Yeah, so we'll start on this next week. I'm not going to start it now. It's almost 6 o'clock. Which way up does it go? This way. Well, there we go. No. Oh, yeah. Yep. So we'll put the back on. Yeah, this needs cleaning up. It's all sort of, it's probably been sitting on bricks or something rough or concrete. Okay, already got something which should be in and it's not. Yeah, it's been hacked on that corner too, around there. Now this came from down here somewhere, didn't it? Is that it? Yeah. There's something in the middle down here. It's odd. There we go. Oh, I've got a screw now. that's right. I undid that screw, didn't I? Oh, that would have been... Yeah, where was that? Huh. Great. Oh, I know. It was down in here or something, wasn't it? So it was opposite this. Ah, there it is. Don't know what that does, but holds something in place. Tweezers. Now when you screw something out of plastic and back into it, you always turn it backwards until it falls down, and then you can tighten it up, and then the thread will not create a new one. So the thread of the screw will go back where it was. Don't know what that does, but looks pretty useless to me. It must be in there for a reason. Right. So backwards and then down. Backwards, then down. Backwards, then down. Backwards until it clicks. That's it. And down. And we'll put the battery cover back on. Although there is a hole in there for the battery screw, so you don't actually have to take the cover off. Put the mic mixing knob back on. And we'll plug it in and just make sure, pretty confident. Yeah.
Bulldogs now become fans of the Bombers, hoping that they can... Really employed artists under a law called the Visual Artists' Rights Act of 1990. They apply to the same
areas we've been talking about: paintings, drawings, sculptures, photographs, prints. But they specifically, unlike the Australian Act, do not apply to literary works, music, films, architecture, or digital. So that means that, and again, I would refer this off to one of my colleagues in the US, but to me it looks like this case would only be fought in Australia because that act specifically says it doesn't apply to films.
It'll be very interesting to see. Chris Round, partner with K&L Gates in Melbourne, thank you very much for speaking to The Law Report.
Thank you so much for having me. That's The Law Report for this week. Do follow the program on the ABC Listen app. That way, the latest podcast, as soon as it becomes available. To follow, all you need to do is click on the heart button.
Okay. Well, we haven't done anything really to this other than to work out it needs 17 new capacitors in it. Although it is working pretty well. Yeah, that will definitely need to be painted. Yeah, it's got a big rust blister there. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for subscribing, liking, etc. I don't know whether the sound has worked properly. I'll replace the batteries in the 2 shotgun mics, which are up. Where are we? Yeah, there's a shotgun mic there. Yeah. So, and there's also another one up here. Oh, a bit help if I'm on the right camera. Yeah, so yeah, there's one of the shotguns, and the other one is over there. And that's just come out again. This is useless connection on this one. This is one of those micro HDMI sockets, and yeah, so I've had to put an adapter on it. Okay, so until next week, I don't think I'm doing anything next week. Hopefully I'll have the car sorted out. Got to continue to work on that horrible actuator motor thing, and see if I can replace the gear in it. And yeah, it's out of a BMW E39 apparently, so it works well as a cruise control on the BMW, but works really badly on the Rover as a traction control motor. Yeah, so okay, I'm going now off to have some dinner. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you next week.